Okay.
Hello, Federated Church. Congratulations on your 75th anniversary. What a great accomplishment. Lynn and I are here today talking to you from Providence, Rhode Island, where we now live. I wanted to give you a quick note about what happened to us after we left you, because I know many of you lost track of us after that time. When we left Federated, we moved on to another church, and we ended up serving churches all over the country. We served in a suburb of Philadelphia. We served in Iowa. We served in all kinds of different churches during our interim time. And during all these locations, we really enjoyed serving the church. And recently, I officially retired for like the third time. And now I'm really retired. I'm really retired, Lynn.
Yes.
And we just wanted to give you a quick update in the history of what happened when we were at Federated Church, which all of a sudden seems like a very long time ago. When we came to visit a few years ago, because the youth group invited us to celebrate their anniversary, we came back and saw all these kids from our youth group who are now in their late 40s and 50s. And that made us feel a little old. But while we were there, we had a wonderful experience with youth group and all kinds of projects. And Lynn here is here to talk about a couple of projects that she was involved with.
I was involved with Mom's Time Out. I actually used the service, which was really great. And I also volunteered there, and I really enjoyed it. I helped with the community dinners you had, I think, once a week. For a period of time, I helped cater the dinners, set them all up, and it created a real nice community for the church, helping us to get to know one another. I helped with the ski trips, and I remember after one of the ski trips, lining up all the lost and found, the ski boots, the jackets, the sleeping bags, all along the front of the church doors.
All the stuff that kids had left behind.
And, wondering, maybe I could open a ski shop. There were so many items. Also helped with the side door, the coffee house that we had on Fridays. We put a sign on the side door of the church.
The sign was made as a wood project by a couple of men in the church. It was really remarkable.
Anyway, the side door of the church turned into side door of the coffee house. And we enjoyed having kids hang out, bands, juice and soda and candy bars, just having a great place to hang out and be kids.
And we used to use the tables that we were able to get from the American census. The census was taken, and they had these fold-down cardboard tables. And so we put those cardboard tables together, and that's how we used to make the coffee house in the fellowship hall.
And then there were the mission trips.
Yeah, we went on a lot of mission trips with the kids from the youth group and enjoyed them all very much, traveling all over the eastern seaboard and other places to visit with people who needed our help. Fixing churches and lots of painting. Most of the paint got on the buildings, for the most part. But those were wonderful experiences. In addition to which, when the youth group met, not only did we meet every week, but we also got a chance to host the statewide convention for all youth groups in the area. At the time, the person who was in charge of youth groups in Indiana was Jim Powell. And Jim Powell's brother, Rick Powell, went on to be one of our very dear friends. And Jim Powell arranged for us to host the big youth group convention, which we had at our church, not once, but twice, about 3 years apart. And that's a very good memory with all those youth group kids. But one of the things that really reminded me the most, and both Lynn and I were talking about this for the last couple of days, is all the people we worked with. Because no matter whether or not a church is large or small or anything in between, it's always the people that do the great work. And working with, say, Mary Nelson, and working with Margene Ortman. They were just wonderful to work with Jana, who at the time was Jana Totten. She was a graduate student at Purdue and went on to marry our friend Rick Powell, and they became our dear friends, and both of them went into the ministry. All these people that we worked with. Working with Gary Reif, what a mentor he was. One of the things I remember the most about Gary Reif is, as organized as he was, as amazingly efficient as he was, he did some things for the good of the church that really impressed me. As an example, some of you may remember this if you're old enough, we sent out a couple of hundred newsletters by snail mail back then. We didn't have email. We didn't have any other way to send them. And so these snail mail e-letters were sent out, and news was sent to all the people in the church. And don't you know, he had a column on the opening page of the newsletter, and he always signed it in his own handwriting, individually signing every single one. In addition to which, Gary Reif used to record a recording on the phone every single day, 5 days a week, that people could call into and get an inspirational message. I was really impressed with the fact that no matter how much work there was to be done, he always took the extra time to offer that special touch. I want to add one more thing that the church impressed us. We were drawn to the church as a student, and then later when I graduated from seminary, we were hired full-time at the church. But what drew us to the church was its welcoming nature. You guys have always been the church of our dreams, the church that welcomes everyone. No one's ever turned away. I did weddings for people who came here from Africa. I still have some mementos, 2 heads, 2 busts of Yoruba man and Yoruba woman, in which we did a really huge and beautiful wedding for people from Purdue University. I loved working with the staff at the church, with Bev in the office as the secretary. She was just the best. With Bill as the music director, and how wonderful he was in his work both at Purdue and with us at the church. These are very fond memories for us. We raised Josh in that environment. Elizabeth was born while we were there, our middle daughter. And so we're very excited to help you celebrate 75 years of this great experiment to have a church of 2 main denominations, but a welcoming church for every single person that came through the door. Happy anniversary to all of you, and may you go on to be a blessing to your community for many decades to come. Thank you so much, and enjoy your celebration.
Thank you. God bless.